What's going on? This is Amir Shah, rollingout.com, Rolling Out TV. You definitely, as you can see, we live in London 2012 Olympics. As you can see right behind me, we have the Olympic Stadium. Trap music stands as one of the most popular subgenres to emerge in rap. But trap music is more than 808 beats and lyrics. It's a subgenre inspired by location. It's like, you in the midst of the city, you downtown Atlanta.
Facts.
And it's like, I think I came up at a time when it was just New York and LA. Like everybody was thinking about journalism and media when it came to the South.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, we're just as dope as New York. We're just as dope as LA. We just have to prove it.
That's right.
So the art of storytelling is, as long as you can tell good stories, you can always do it. You can do it in different mediums. You don't have to be, whether it's an article, video, audio, photography. There's so many ways to tell stories, and as long as you remain consistent at it, you can do it forever. So what's interesting? My first article that I ever wrote was in 4th grade, and it's crazy that it came out like this. But being from Atlanta, I grew up in the West End, and so I didn't see any journalists growing up. Like I didn't even know that there was a path to. I didn't know how you get there. Right? So for me, it wasn't really like I wanted to be it. I saw it. You see it on TV, but you don't really know the steps to take.
Right.
But yeah, my first article was actually in 4th grade. I wrote on the 2 Live Crew. It was that First Amendment, trial back in the day.
I remember 2 Live Crew.
Yeah. So that was my first article in the 4th grade.
Wow.
Even then, I didn't really think about being a journalist, but it was just like, this was cool, something cool to do. And I put it down. I didn't write another article until college, and then I picked it up in college, and it was like, wow, I really like being able to tell stories and being able to have a voice and being able to analyze certain things. And so I picked it up in college. I am a journalist, an author, on-air commentator, just all around creative. Someone who likes to use the art of storytelling and to present new ideas.
Tell us a little bit about being an author.
I realized I had these ideas that couldn't fit into 500 to 1,000 words. So it was like, all right, let me take the same concepts and make them bigger. So my most recent book is Trap History, Atlanta Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music. Okay. And it's the first book that actually details the history of trap music and pretty much how the entire genre formed in Atlanta. So it was, it's an exploration of journalism in a way, but it just builds on bigger ideas. I've done pretty much every aspect of journalism. I've done science journalism, I've done business journalism, political journalism, sports, entertainment, music journalism. I've done pretty much everything that you could think of that you can write about or do a story on. But I prefer things that are close to our culture, whether it's activism, covering things that are happening within our community, within the Black community, but also covering sports, entertainment, music. Really passionate about music, particularly Black music and how Black music is impacted around from a global standpoint. So yeah, I think for me, it's really about telling the stories for our people. Even though I can tell a story anywhere, from on any platform, I really appreciate being able to tell the stories from our community, get people to be aware of what's happening. I think that's the biggest thing, is that a lot of times sometimes you just don't have time to really dissect everything that's happened politically, because so much happens, and for us, it's really just to kind of take what's happening from a political standpoint and break it down and decipher it so everybody can know, okay, this is what we're dealing with. These are your steps, and these are what things that we can do to kind of change things if you don't like what's happening. Right. A lot of things are happening from a national standpoint, but I tell people to focus on local politics as well, because local politics is very important. Like who's the people who are your senators, who are your councilmen people, who are your aldermen. Like you have to really focus on the people who can impact your day-to-day life right now, and then you can like scale up. But really, it's just about information and providing that information to the community, the good and bad. Because this is a turbulent time right now politically. Absolutely. But at the same time, it's not over. I don't want people to think that this is over now. We got to continue to fight, and continue to understand the truth of the matter. And so that's our job as journalists, to kind of like give people the truth.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear
that I will execute.
Covering the Obamas during those years, because growing up in the West End, I never thought that I would actually. It's two things. I never thought that I would go to the White House, because I never had an interest in going to the White House.
Right.
And then I never thought that I would see a black president and a black family in the White House. That's something that growing up, I just never could imagine that would happen.
Right.
And to be able to go and walk into the White House with a black president and a black family and cover some of their events, to me, that was mind blowing in terms of, it was almost like going to the moon. It's like, you know it exists, but it's like you feel like you're never gonna go there. Those Obama years was kind of really special, because it was something that we never expected, and to be a part of that, and to be a part of history, was definitely something that kind of stands out. I just did a piece for the Guardian about this Ukrainian basketball player who's playing, but then he can't go home because the war in his homeland.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's interesting to hear his story about playing in a foreign land and knowing you can't go home. Covering like during the Black Lives Matters uprisings, when Ferguson, the Mike Brown situation, Trayvon Martin situation, even the George Floyd situation, those were very impactful stories, because it just showed you how far we still have to go in America, and it shows you like people were willing to like stand up and like really voice their opinions and really kind of push back against systemic issues. And so I think being able to cover those events, those situations, were kind of like something that I'm proud to be able to like, okay, giving a true voice and not filtered, not saying that, because when you're in certain places, they want you to filter your voice and your expression. But being able to kind of like be on the front lines with a lot of those people who were actually, like I say, fighting back, that was something that was that I'm very proud to be a part of.
In journalism.
Yeah, so the thing about journalism is that it's changing day by day. I think the way people consume media is changing. I think, like I said earlier, the way people consume media when I was in college is totally different from the way media is consumed now. Just a case in evidence right here. I mean, this is a piece of journalism right here that you're doing, but it's going to be consumed differently than probably what it was consumed, 15 to 20 years ago. So it's just like, being that you can build your own platforms and you can tell your own stories. I think that's something that you should always have. Even if you're working for another publication or another network, TV or things of that nature, always have something that you can fall back on that's yours. I think that's definitely important. I think that's just like the key. I think to really always have something else that you're doing that's adjacent to where you want to be.
And how do you go about getting them published?
It's deeper than publishing.
Okay.
It's really just about mentoring I guess the next generation of storytellers and journalists. The biggest thing is that an opportunity. I think that's the thing, is that we're only as good as our opportunities that we're given, and I understand that. And to me, if someone who's willing to put in the work, determined, I definitely want to give them a shot. And I think even a lot of times people starting out, you're still trying to figure your voice out, things of that nature. and I understand that we're all trying to figure things out at all times. And so for me, it's just like I try to reach back and try to give opportunities to people that really want to work, that really want to put in that effort. Right. Because I know it's just you need those moments to kind of help you to that next level. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've had journalists that's worked for me that they ended up at ABC News. They ended up covering. I have a journalist who lives in Ohio. She's an anchor in Ohio. Wow. One of my journalists who interned under me, he writes for the Pelicans, New Orleans Pelicans down in New Orleans. Wow. Man, I had people that won Emmys. I had a journalist that won an Emmy for what did he produce? He was on Fox News and they were covering Fox Sports. Yeah. I think it was like the Super Bowl. And they won like an Emmy. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just so for me, it's just really giving people that first opportunity. Because I was given the first opportunity. And I think the more opportunities you get, that just helps you with your confidence, and it helps you it helps you to grow. Mm-hmm. And so for me, that's like a big thing, is to just give people that chance. Right. Just do what I can to help, and to let them see what the possibilities are, and then they cultivate their voice, and they go to that next thing, and then they end up prospering in other places. But that's something that I've done for years, in terms of just like helping individuals who are just starting out to kind of get those first chances and those first opportunities. Yeah. So that's something major, and it's interesting because Anthony Mackie, he was on the Pivot podcast I think last week, and he was talking about how he was like, we're lying to our kids in terms of, if you work hard and you do things, you're going to end up, being successful. And Anthony Mackie was like, he went against that. He said it's not really about being great. It's about the opportunities that you're given. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of average people who are in great positions because somebody who was in a position of power gave them an opportunity. We see it all the time. We see a lot of people who don't really have the work ethic, don't even have the skills or the knowledge in powerful positions. Right. I know everybody in here can name it off the top. Right. But they got opportunities, and so that's the thing. It's just like we have to give each other opportunities, and I think that's how we remain successful. Right. And so that's to me, that's major. It's just like giving people opportunities to succeed, and just a chance to cultivate their voices.